Sonia here with your weekly spiritual lesson. So first of all, I took off last week. I was at Burning Man, one of my favorite annual pilgrimages, not only to reconnect with my spirit, but my spontaneity, my fun, my community, and fill my imagination, like so much fuel for my imagination. So last week I was a little just taking some time to reintegrate into this world as being into a whole other world. But this week, I want to talk to you about how I use my intuition and how I use my intuition as a daily practice and way of life. 2 times this week, I had 2 reading clients. I had a bunch of reading clients, but these 2 clients were very interesting because first of all, they were talking about, both of them had this common theme of seeing how I use my intuitive guidance as something that's special, when in reality, that is sort of the antithesis of not only everything that I believe, but what I know to be true. We are all intuitive. I have had the privilege, of coming from a lineage of intuitives. I'm the 4th or 5th generation, something like that. I don't know, goes way, way back in my family of learning how to do readings and doing this subtle energy work. There's a train. But at the same time, I am deeply of the belief and of knowledge that everyone is intuitive. I feel like that's the guides coming in saying, yes, I agree with you. So here is how I use my intuition and how I even connect with my own daily guidance. Because the thing about being intuitive is that it's a practice just like anything else. Our spiritual practice, our intuitive practice, it is an act of devotion, of service, of showing up, of deeper listening. So the first thing that I would say that I do and I was raised to do, luckily with my mom, as Sonia Tully, growing up in an intuitive household where, first of all, being intuitive is normal. I see my intuition as an asset, as a tool, and something that is completely normal. It's not something that I need to hide, explain, be ashamed of. That doesn't make me weird. It makes me me. It's just part of my day, just like I have blonde hair or blue eyes, I'm intuitive. Second of all, with another practice that I do, and not only in affirming my intuition, but of being an intuitive person, is that I trust my intuition. I don't make it a big deal. I find that a lot of times with my clients and people who are really reawakening their intuitive voice, that they think of intuition as this really big deal thing, that like Elvis Presley is gonna come walking into the room and it's gonna be this, or that it's, or even just fearful of what their guidance is gonna tell them, that it's gonna be this big disrupting, earth-shattering experience. And it's not. It's a lot of no big deal, little teeny tiny things that show up. So coming to my third thing, my practice is to pay attention. Paying attention to how things make you feel. Paying attention to how things sit in your body. Paying attention to the things those little no big deal things, whether it's a lyric in a song, it's like a message that's exactly that you need to hear, or just finding the perfect place, paying attention. In our world, especially now, we're on our phones, we're distracted, we're checked out, we don't pay attention. Intuition is noticing the obvious. And when we pay attention and start to notice, it's almost like if you're ever driving and you decide that you're going to notice red cars, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by red cars. There's red everywhere. It's the same thing with your intuitive guidance. So paying attention to the ways that it shows up. 5, I start my morning, every morning. I did a video a few weeks ago of my morning routine. You can take 1 or 2 things, is that every single morning, before I even really open my eyes, I make an intention to connect to my spirit. I say, even to my own spirit, God, universe, lead me, lead my body, lead my mind, lead my intuitive voice to be my guide as my day. 6, another thing I always do, I use my intuition for everything. I ask my intuition all the time. I use it just like, it's not, intuition isn't just reserved for the big questions that we have. Should I quit my job? Is this the right relationship for me? Use it like let's say, no big deal with things. What restaurant should I go to? Which way should I take to work? The more that we practice talking and using our intuition, the more that we normalize it, the more that we take ownership of it, the stronger that muscle becomes. The more quickly we're able to get guidance, the more quickly we're able to be guidable, the more quickly we are flexible. Because intuition shows up in a lot of little no big deal ways. And so how flexible are you? How willing are you to say, yes, I'm gonna make a right, even though it doesn't make sense? And one of the last things that I would say is I don't have to explain, and I think it's like most important, don't explain your vibe. You don't explain your vibe. You don't explain it, especially to people who don't get it. Affirm it for yourself. I know what's true for me, for now. I had a client this week who I was talking to. She was asking me, we were doing a reading, and I was first talking about her past lives. I was saying, I see that we're a healer, and that we were very persecuted, that you were an elder, you were somebody who was very important and who helped heal people in your life and in your community. And she was like, wow, that resonates. I have a question for you. Next follow-up question. Was I a medicine woman in my past life? And it was funny because it's like, duh. And you already knew that. That was the thing. That was the real thing. She already knew that. She already felt that. She already felt that lineage, but wanted to be affirmed from the outside in. I find that that's what happens so often, of where we lose our compass. We come from a society that is from the outside in instead of the inside out. So we get guidance that might not make sense to somebody who isn't tuned in. And if we ask them for validation, they're like, no, you're crazy. What are you talking about? And that makes us doubt what I'm picking up on. Intuition is practicing getting quiet, subtle, butterfly wing, little things, and those things help you grow. So that is how I use my intuition. I use my intuition all the time. And last thing, notice your intuitive signature. How do you receive guidance? It might be different. You probably receive guidance differently than I do. Are you clairaudient? Do you clairsentient? Do you clairvoyant? Are you seeing images? Do you hear things? Do you feel things? You just know things? Trust that. That's your intuitive signature. Don't make the shoe fit, and lean into that. So that's how I use my intuition all the time, every day, all the time. Do it the same, like a practice. Use it all the time. What movie should I watch? Where should I go? Should I talk to this person? What's this person's spirit like? And make it a game, not right, wrong, good, bad, black, white. A fun game to keep you connected. Intellect doesn't play. It's the last thing that's in service to our intuition. So I hope this video helps you. I'm sending you all my love. First of all, head over to my site, soniatully.com, and book a reading or mentoring with me. Book a reading with me, get clear on your soul purpose, get clear on what's going on for you right now, your blind spots, and ask me specific questions that you need help on. I have been doing this for over, I don't even know, half my life now. I come from a long lineage, and this is one of my favorite things to do. So if you need help, if you need support, contact me. I offer a free 15-minute call. You can get a vibe from me, how I work, and see if it'll be a good fit. But I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm sending you all my love, and I will be back next week with another video. Bye.